In this video, we take a captivating journey to some remarkable destinations in the Emerald Isle, that we believe is a must-see before your tour of the Leprechaun Nation is over. Along the way, we will share important travel tips that are aimed at helping you plan your trip to this island nation a bit easier. Let's kickstart our adventure with a trip to Inishmore. Inishmore is a place of unparalleled beauty. The largest of the three Aran Islands, it sits at the mouth of Galway Bay, off the west coast of Ireland. Inishmore has an area of 7,636 acres or 3,090 hectares. Its population stands at approximately 762 as per 2016. Inishmore is known for ancient sites, like the prehistoric clifftop Fort Dun Éon Gasa. The Wormhole, which is a natural rectangular pool, is nearby. The currents in this pool are highly unpredictable. As such, it is strongly advised to not swim here, as there is no easy way out. Part of Red Bull's cliff diving competitions is held at the Wormhole. In the northwest of Inishmore, you will find the medieval Christian ruins of the Seven Churches. Clocan is one of the best examples of an old dry stone beehive hut in Ireland. Parts of the 2017 film Star Wars: The Last Jedi were filmed using the beehive huts on the island of Skellig Michael. Kilmervay Beach is a beautiful sandy beach which boasts blue flag status. The beach is safe for swimming for those of all ages, as there are no currents here. Unlike some of the more hidden and inaccessible beaches, there are some perfect picnic spots on the dunes. Kilmervay Beach is known for its bird sanctuary and a nearby seal colony. It could take up to 2 days to walk Inishmore and see all the main sites. To get to Inishmore, hop on the ferry at Doolin. The ferry ride takes about 35 minutes. Air transportation is also available. Travel tip: you cannot bring your own car, as the ferry service does not allow it. That being said, there is no lack of transportation on the island. You can take a bus tour or a pony and trap tour. Though, the most popular way to explore Inishmore is by cycling. Rentals can be purchased at the ferry dock upon your arrival at Inishmore. This island makes for a perfect day trip. It is recommended to spend an entire day here. Start off by catching the first ferry to the island. Catch the last one on your way back. There is no doubt that you will be drawn in by the beauty of Inishmore. There is no lack of accommodations here. To stay here, find a high-standard bed and breakfast, hotel or hostel. Glamping and camping facilities are also available. Travel tip: February is the cheapest month to fly to Ireland. In County Sligo, Benbulben Mountain can be a great alternative to a weekend destination from the Irish capital, Dublin. Not crowded with many tourists, and not difficult to climb from the south side, Benbulben offers amazing views from the top over Sligo town, and the picturesque coastline. It stands at an elevation of 526 meters or 1,027 feet above sea level. In fact, a part of the Dartry mountain range and its distinctive Table Mountain-like shape was formed by moving glaciers during the Ice Age. The easiest and practically the only way to get to the mountain is by car. The drive from Dublin to Sligo takes about 2.5 hours, and 200 kilometers or 124 miles. One of Benbulben's claims to fame is its association with the Irish poet William Butler Yeats. One of the last poems that Yeats wrote was titled Under Benbulben. Due to the mountain's height, a wider variety of vegetation is found in the local ecosystem, including alpine plants. Some of the plant life here cannot be found anywhere else in Ireland. The rare tea leaf plant, also known as the Irish willow, grows here and dates back to the Ice Age. The hike to the top is accessible via a marked trail. However, it is not an advisable walk to take on without a guide or proper experience. Make your way to the flat stretch of the summit and enjoy views of the wild Atlantic Way. To begin your Benbulben adventure, park up at Luke's Bridge, 5 kilometers north of Drumcliff. Get drenched in the beauty of Mother Nature, as you walk past wild gullies and babbling streams to the top of Benbulben. You can book a full or half-day self-guided bike tour to the foot of Benbulben Mountain. This trip usually starts at 9:30 a.m. and takes up to 8 hours. Groups of up to 15 persons are allowed. Cycling distance includes Ross's Point, Yeats burial site at Drumcliff, loads of other historical and heritage sites, and of course the proximity to great beaches. Special waterproof clothing and footwear are required for the Benbulben hike. Ask your guide for the full requirements list before you go. Ballantoy Harbour, also known as the Raised Beach, is a small village townland in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. It has a mere population of approximately 165. This photogenic fishing port has gained popularity over the years, because some episodes of the popular television series Game of Thrones were filmed here. Accessed by a spectacular, steep winding road, Ballantoy Harbour is a painter's dream. With magnificent sea stacks, rocky islands, natural pools, a busy harbour add to the beauty of one of Europe's great cliff-top wild beach walks. Ballantoy Harbour is a must-see. A car park and picnic area facilities are available. The village itself, which is just 1 kilometre from the harbour, has a charming array of small shops, 2 churches, including the quaint, white Ballantoy Parish Church on the hill above the harbour, as well as tourists' accommodations, restaurants, commercial and social facilities. Here is an Ireland travel tip. Know the differences between Ireland and Northern Ireland. While their landscapes may share many similarities, Ireland and Northern Ireland are 2 separate countries. The Republic of Ireland, sovereign state of around 5 million people and part of the European Union. On the other hand, Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom, which is no longer a part of the European Union. Continue to watch this video to find out other very important differences travelers should know before going here. The Cliffs of Moher are dramatic seaside cliffs formed between 313 and 326 million years ago. The name means the cliffs of the ruined fort. They are located at the southwestern edge of the Burren region in County Clare, Ireland. These cliffs are the most visited attraction in Ireland. Scenes from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, The Princess Bride and Snow White and the Huntsman, are some of the movies that were filmed here. The Cliffs of Moher are entirely vertical, and the edge is abrupt. They ascend to over 700 feet or 213 meters. On a clear day the views are tremendous, with the Aran Islands etched on the waters. The Cliffs of Moher is a hot spot for a wide range of flora and fauna. As many as 20 different species of birds can be seen. This dramatic landscape will be etched into your memories long after your visit. Arrive early in the morning or after 4 p.m. to avoid congestion. Cliffs of Moher tips. Regardless of when you plan your vacation, be sure to pack a raincoat and sturdy weatherproof walking shoes. If the site has posted a status orange or status red, it is unsafe to approach the cliff's edge. Visitors with small children are encouraged to stay in the designated viewing areas, behind the waist-high walls. Customer service staff members and designated Cliffs of Moher rangers are also available to lead guided nature walks and tours. Travelers are strongly encouraged to pre-book a tour at least 1 week prior to visit. Parking at the visitor center parking lot is included in your ticket price. For travelers headed from Dublin to the Cliffs of Moher, expect to spend as many as 4 hours in a car or bus each way. Organized day tour from the capital Dublin typically includes stops in Galway City and a scenic walk along the Atlantic edge. For travelers headed from Galway to the Cliffs of Moher, the car or coach ride could easily be less than 2 hours each way. Organized day tour from Galway City may include a brief stop at the 16th century Donegal Castle in Doolin, a charming village often hailed as the music capital of Ireland. Take a ferry or boat to the Cliffs of Moher. The Doolin ferry departs from Doolin Pier 3 times a day from March until October. This is a seasonal option, and not available to travelers visiting the Cliffs of Moher during the off-season. Round-trip cruises from Doolin typically take 1 hour. At 751 meters or 2,063 feet, Mount Errigal is perched above sea level. This magnificent masterpiece of nature dominates the landscape of the northwest of County Donegal. It is located inside a special area of conservation. It takes about 2.5 to 3 hours to hike Mount Errigal. But it could take up to 4 hours, depending on the number of pictures you stop to take. Explore this 3.4 miles by hiking, walking or running. Along the way get serenaded by sweet bird songs and admire the wildflowers. With hopes that it will be a clear day, it is the views from the summit that you will be grateful for. Travel tip? Dress in winter gears as it gets pretty cold and windy on your way up to Errigal's peak. Malls Gap is on the Ring of Kerry route and offers views of the McGillicuddy's Reeks Mountains. It is a popular tourist location. Malls Gap has an elevation of 260 meters or 850 feet. It makes for a perfect stop in nice weather. It is a beautiful, scenic drive. However, the narrow roads get quite busy during the summer months. As such, only an experienced driver should be behind the wheel here. You can hike or drive through the park with a map at your own pace or take a guided walk. Also, you can rent a bike and explore the park's most secluded places and enjoy its primordial beauty. The viewpoint is a great area to get some amazing photos of Killarney's amazing landscape, lakes and mountain ranges. Here are some tips for Malls Gap. If you are on holiday and not used to driving a right-hand drive vehicle, be very alert on these roads. Ensure that your vehicle has enough fuel for the journey. Killarney is an affluent seaside resort and suburb in Dún Laoghaire, Rathdown, Ireland. The place grew around the 11th century Killarney Church, and became a popular seaside resort in the 19th century. From the glorious Killarney Hill Walk and the stunning Killarney Beach to the often missed Sorrento Park and more, this town is a fantastic place to escape to. Public transportation is great here. The electric rail known as the Dublin Area Rapid Transit or DART for short is the best option here. There is also the 7 and 7A Dublin buses which will take to directly to Killarney from Trinity College. Killarney has a blue flag beach. As such, you will swim in some of Dublin's cleanest waters. A lifeguard service is available in the summer months. This beach also has facilities for disabled users, but you will find no changing area here. Public toilets are located near to the main car park. Its notable members include U2 Bono and The Edge. Some other notable activities in Killarney include taking in the views from Killarney Hill, go paddling at Killarney Beach, enjoy jaw-dropping views of Dalkey Island and Wicklow Mountains from Sorrento Park. Hop on a Dublin Bay cruise to the uninhabited Dalkey Island. With its Gaelic name of Dale Guineas meaning Thorn Island, Dalkey Island was home to some of the first Stone Age settlers on the east coast of Ireland. The most obvious relic of the island's medieval period are the ruins of the 7th century St. Begnet's Church. With the threat of French invasion looming during the early 19th century, a series of 8 Martello towers were erected along the Dún Laoghaire coastline and one was placed on Dalkey Island that is still standing today, 200 years later. Dubbed as the Amalfi Coast of Dublin, the Vico Bathing Place, an area along Killarney Beach is a popular tourist spot. Regardless of its ice-cold waters, it is frequently visited by thousands of people every year. There is enough pubs and restaurants here. What is important to note though, is that accommodation at Killarney is very limited. There is one 18th century castle hotel with 113 rooms. Perched high above the Atlantic Ocean at 120 feet, on the cliffs near Castle Rock in the County Londonderry, is the small circular building of Mussenden Temple. Built in 1758 by the Lord Bishop of the Church of Ireland, this summer library was a wedding gift to his niece Freedswyde Mussenden whose beauty he deeply admired. He was heartbroken upon her passing and dedicated Mussenden Temple in honor of her memory. Now part of the National Trust, Mussenden Temple and Downhill Domain, the grounds encompassing Mussenden Temple and its manor house Downhill Castle are free of charge. It is open to the public all year from dawn to dusk. The nearest station is Castle Rock Railway Station. Since there are no buses, when you get to Castle Rock Station, you have to walk for about 15 to 20 minutes to Mussenden Temple. Both the Mussenden Temple and Downhill Beach were used in the Game of Thrones as the location for the Dragonstone exterior. Ireland uses the euro as its currency and Northern Ireland uses the pound sterling. Connemara is a district in Western Ireland, facing the Atlantic. Its coastline has tiny coves, bays and fishing villages like Roundstone. Connemara National Park is a vast expanse of mountains, bogs, heathland and lakes. A herd of Connemara ponies call this park home. The area's main town, Clifton, has several venues for traditional Irish music. Here, too, are the ruins of Gothic Revival-style Clifton Castle. Go for a spin along the Skye Road in Clifton. Truly a highway to heaven, the Skye Road heads out from the beautiful village of Clifton on a 7-mile journey of phenomenal vistas. One beautiful landscape after another is revealed. Here are some other notable activities in Connemara which you should add to your itinerary. Head off to Inishbofin Island. On your ferry ride, enjoy the passing scenery of white sandy beaches, craggy cliffs and towering mountains. Or how about a relaxing day at Gerdine Beach? At the 2-mile-long Gurteen Beach, you will be amazed by its pure white sandy shores and crystal clear blue waters. The protected horseshoe-shaped Dogs Bay should not be missed. Spend a rainy day exploring the Glengala mines. To appreciate the full beauty of Connemara, enjoy a stunning scenic drive around the Renvale Peninsula in the shadow of the Holy Crow Patrick Mountain. Walk beside the sandy beach of Glassalawn, admire stunning Kylemore Abbey and take photos of Ireland's only fjord, Killary. Castle Gregory is a village in County Kerry, Ireland. It is situated on the north side of the Dingle Peninsula, halfway between Tralee and Dingle. As of the 2016 census, Castle Gregory had a population of 250. Compared to Tolkien's Middle-earth, Tollymore Forest Park in Northern Ireland at a must-visit. With an area of 630 hectares or 1,600 acres. It is located at Bryansford in the Mourne and Slieve Croob area of outstanding natural beauty. Perched at the foot of the Mourne Mountain, Tollymore Forest Park gives astounding views of the surrounding mountains and the sea at Newcastle. To park, car costs £5 sterling. Motorcycle costs £2.50 sterling. A minibus is £13 sterling, while a coach is £35 sterling. All prices quoted are for one-day entry. There is no charge if you enter by foot. Brimming with otherworldly natural beauty, two rivers, the Shimna and the Spinquay, flow through the park. This park teems with wildlife. Powerscourt is one of the world's great gardens and is located 20 kilometers or about 13 miles south of Dublin city centre. Set against the backdrop of the Great Sugarloaf Mountain, Powerscourt is stunning in every season. From the ornate Italian gardens, to the formal walks of the Rose and Kitchen Gardens, there are many hidden treasures to explore. With over 200 varieties of trees, shrubs and flowers, these 47 acres has something for everyone. The exquisite green terraces cascade down to Triton Lake, dotted with lily pads and framed by a striking pair of winged horses. Powerscourt Waterfall is the very epitome of wild, natural beauty. Located about 6 kilometers or just under 4 miles from the main estate, the waterfall is the highest in Ireland at 121 meters. Powerscourt Estate is accessible on day trips from Dublin, but to get the most out of the area, it's best to stay here. Stay on the estate at the Powerscourt Hotel, which exudes 12th century Palladian elegance. Strangford is a small village at the mouth of Strangford Lough, on the Lecale Peninsula in County Down, Northern Ireland. On the other side of the lough is Portaferry on the Ards Peninsula. There is a ferry service between the two villages. The village has a small harbour, which is overlooked by rows of 19th century cottages and a fine Georgian terrace. It is the largest inlet in Ireland and the wider British Isles, covering 150 square kilometres or 58 square miles. In Strangford, visit the 18th century Castle Ward. From the outside, Castle Ward looks like a normal Palladian-style Georgian building with round windows and grand columns. But a stroll to the back of the castle reveals Gothic pointed arches, spires, and battlements. The grounds were used for filming some famous scenes in Game of Thrones. It is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Adult entry price is £10 while child is £5. The Game of Thrones tours are priced differently and are limited. The best time to visit Strangford is from June to August, as it is the summer season here. The summer in Northern Ireland is mild, where the weather is usually warm and dry. You can also consider visiting Strangford in September, as the autumn season is also good for different outdoor activities here. The Skellig Islands are two small, steep and rocky islands in County Kerry. The larger of the two, Skellig Michael, has two peaks rising to over 230 meters or 750 feet above sea level. Skellig Michael is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has a 6th century Christian monastery perched at 160 meters or 520 feet above sea level on a ledge close to the top of the lower peak. Both of the Skellig Islands are known for their seabird colonies. Together they compose one of the most important seabird sites in Ireland, both for the population size and for the species diversity. Parts of Star Wars and the 1976 movie Heart of Glass were filmed here. The Skellig Michael Eco Tours depart regularly throughout the day. On this tour the boat circles around Skellig Michael and Little Skellies. This allows you get up close to both Skellig Islands. From here you can see both the wildlife and the historical sites. For the Skellig Michael Eco Tour, adult pay €45, Student and senior pay €42 while child is €35. A family of 2 adults and 2 children is €150. Each additional child costs €30. The Skellig Michael landing tour departs Portmaggie Marina only once per day. The departure time changes frequently depending on the sea conditions as well as the available Skellig Michael landing time slots. The boat arrives back from the Skellig Islands in the afternoon. There is also an option of an audiovisual boat tour about Skellig's history and wildlife. Here is a reminder for your Skellig Islands tour. Wear warm, comfortable clothing. Bring along rain gears, drinking water, it could get sunny. Bring sunscreen, and a waterproof camera. At Trinity College, the highlight of the visit to the old library is the Long Room. Home to 200,000 books and manuscripts, this 65-meter-long chamber impresses with an old charm and 19th-century decor. With its barrel-vaulted ceiling and floor-to-ceiling bookcases, the Long Room is rather dark. The natural light penetrates into the chamber through large windows. While the Long Room entices with the Brian Boru harp and one of the last remaining copies of the 1916 Proclamation of the Irish Republic, the Book of Kells always steals the show. The finest example of the illuminated manuscript dates back to 800 AD. It contains the 4 Gospels of the New Testament with such opulent illustrations and ornamentations that surpass those in other insular Gospel books. The Book of Kells has been the most cherished possession of the Trinity College Library since 1661. To visit Trinity College Dublin and learn more about its history, including its famous library, you can join student-led tours. Admission costs €18 and lasts 30 minutes. Tours run from June through September. The ticket includes a tour through the college and admission to the Book of Kells. Tyrella Beach and Dune Conservation is a small, enclosed complex at Dundrum Bay, Downpatrick, County Down. This 2 kilometers or 1¼ miles of wide, flat, sandy coastline makes for a great scenic walk. This award-winning beach has maintained its blue flag status for the past 12 years. Go picnic for a day or book a beachfront accommodation and enjoy some great water sports. Horses are allowed at Tyrella Beach after 6 p.m. from June 15th to September 15th. The beach is open every day of the year. The beach boasts a car-free zone, off-beach parking facilities and a lifeguard on duty for safe bathing in the summer months and holidays. There is also a tourist information center nearby offering advice to visitors on the immediate and surrounding area. The Burroon is a region in the north of County Clare and east of County Galway. It is approximately 360 square kilometers in size or 138 square miles. The word Burroon comes from the Irish word boiran meaning a rocky place. It is internationally famous for its rocky landscape, unusual combination of flora, thousands of archaeological sites and unique farming traditions. Because of these unusual features, most of the Burroon is designated by the European Union as a special area of conservation. The Burren National Park is in the southeastern corner of the Burren and is approximately 15 square kilometers in size. During the last ice age 200-meter thick flowing ice sheets shaped the valleys and hills of the Burren. It has over 70% of Ireland's native flowers and is the only place in the world where Arctic plants and alpine plants grow beside Mediterranean plants. 23 of 27 of Ireland's native orchid species thrive here. 70 species of land snails can be found here. 28 of Ireland's 30 native butterfly species are found in the Burren. 2 species, the pearl-bordered fritillary and the brown hairstreak, are special to this area. The Burren has the most dense concentration of Christian religious sites and stone forts built by farmers in Ireland which were constructed between 400 AD to 1200 AD. Over 20 tower houses or castles are found in the Burren, built between 1200 to 1600 AD. These were the homesteads of the most powerful families in the region. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. Let's catch up in the next video. Shall we?